The Scene projects are brought to you by these fine sponsors. J. Rick Music in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Dirty Dog Production, connecting the Black Hills and beyond through music. And DBS Entertainment. We want to thank our sponsors and each one of you, our listeners, for making yourself part of the Scene projects. The Scene Project Songwriter Showcase is taped live every week in markets across the Midwest. Well, hello and welcome into The Scene. I'm your host, Bubba Starts. We're at the Songwriter Showcase here at Monk's Ale House in beautiful downtown Sioux Falls. And with us today are the Barstool Prophets, Joel and Ryan. How you guys doing?
We're great. Thanks for having us.
Hey, man, I'm so excited for this, man. So before we get into any music, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about who are the Barstool Prophets?
Well, the Barstool Prophets are a bunch of buddies that like to drink and play music. And we've been doing this since, it's about 8 years now. We've been doing this project. We've all played together or supported each other's bands for many years before that and put this together because we had a very specific style of songwriting that we all kind of could agree on. So it's all about the songs and the beer.
Awesome. The songs and the beer. Not one before the other or what, but together. Conjuntos.
Yes.
Well,
songs and buddies that you can hang out on a daily basis, even, not just for work.
Hey, that's a lot of it, right?
It is,
yeah,
100%.
There's a lot of musicians that you can't do that with.
Nope. And you
So-
don't end up playing with them for very long.
Right. So you guys are from the Aberdeen area, Aberdeen,
Yes.
South Dakota?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lot going on up there, I know.
A lot of us are transplants, but all of us have been there for quite a while now. So.
Yeah, that's great that you were all able to find each other up there and to make some music in a pretty small area. It's rural, I would say.
Yes.
Well, how nice.
Rural-ish.
Rural-ish, right? Well, you got the college. I've been up there one time, so you'll have to forgive my knowledge of Aberdeen being minimal.
That Walmart is huge.
Yeah, I got a big Walmart. That counts for something.
That's right.
Well, awesome, guys. What have you been up to this summer? Anything exciting this summer at all? You got any new releases that we can talk about, or?
Well, we released our second full-length album this year. That was towards the beginning of the year, and then we went out on the road. We kind of tend to be on the road a little bit more in the fall and spring, kind of sowing our seeds like Janae Appleseed or Janaea Appleseed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this summer we've had some fun shows in Aberdeen and been out on the road a little bit. Normal summer stuff.
We did a lot of stuff on the road last spring and summer, so it's good to be back home during the summer and enjoy a little bit of lake time.
Where you guys been traveling to?
Midwest. We basically cover our current coverage areas, like Wisconsin to Montana, and then down to Kansas City. So like that.
Awesome, yeah, big swath. Yeah. Exactly, yeah, same
Chicago.
coverage area that we're hitting, right?
Yeah.
Nice. So you guys have been out to Wisconsin. I got some family out in that area. Any notable towns or venues that you've hit out that way?
Not really. Actually, for the most part, the past bit has been driving through Wisconsin.
Yeah.
We've never been able to make something stick. Usually, if we have a day off on tour, it's because something in Wisconsin dropped out. No offense to you or your family.
Oh, that's all right.
But yeah,
Most
we
of them
just
are
went and
Packers fans, so we don't care anyway.
Played through Iowa and then played Chicago, and then everything that we had booked
Yeah.
or we're working on in Wisconsin, everything, it all just,
Hey,
just
man.
drove by.
Shit happens.
But-
Well, I think with our relationships, and we've already mentioned a few Midwest Country Music Organization members ourselves, and that network is growing, and I'm sure that as Wisconsin and more members come in from the Wisconsin area, that's not going to be a problem anymore.
Wisconsin's awesome.
Yeah, man, it's
just
great. It's
luck of the
beautiful.
draw sometimes,
We spent last 4th of July out there. My cousin got married and everything, man. It was a great time. All right, well, why don't we?
Congratulations.
Yeah, I will.
I don't know
Next
him,
time I
but-
see him.
Yeah. Hey, this guy you don't know.
I don't know him that well either, but they threw a nice party. Why don't you play us a song, guys? What are we going to start with?
Well, let's start with Jamie. That's the oldest one.
This one has been around for. Well, this was actually written when Joel and I were playing in another band back in 2005, 2004 maybe. I don't know. Long time ago. And it's just a song that was was written in kind of, I don't know, it's stuck around, and it just seems like it's still relatable today, and it still plays the same way that it did 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I think so. Jamie got married on the 4th of July. The fireworks came and went. He left her a note, said, "I'm sorry, girl, I'm leaving," with a check for half of the rent. She called up her mama and she started to cry. Said, "Mama, what am I gonna do? He left me standing here all alone, the same way that Daddy left you." And her mama said, "Life can be easy, life can be hard. Sometimes you give a mile just to get back a yard. Don't give up, don't ever lose your faith. Some people ain't good, but that don't mean they're all bad. You never lose something, you'll never know what you had. I just need you to please believe in me. Yeah, someday you'll see." A little boy came home from school one day with an eye as black as night. He couldn't understand why that big old bully Lord, he always wanted to fight. And so he asked his dad, "Did you ever get hit? Did kids ever pick on you? 'Cause I've had all that I can take. Tell me, Daddy, what can I do?" And his daddy said, "Life can be easy, life can be hard. Sometimes you give a mile just to get back a yard. But don't give up, don't ever lose your faith. Some people ain't good, but that don't mean they're all bad. You never lose something, you'll never know what you had. Just need you to please believe in me. And someday you'll see." There's a man at home who just left his wife, telling his son all the lessons of life. He said, "Son, you can't be a bully no more. Know the things in this life that you gotta strive for. And me and your mama, we're gonna work this out. Because life can be easy, life can be hard. Sometimes you give a mile just to get back a yard. Don't give up, don't ever lose your faith. Some people ain't good, but that don't mean they're all bad. You never lose something, you'll never know what you had. Just need you to please believe in me. Yeah, and someday you'll see that life can be easy, life can be hard. Sometimes you give a mile just to get back a yard. Don't give up, don't ever lose your faith. Now, some people ain't good, but that don't mean they're all bad. You never lose something, you'll never know what you had. Just need you to please believe in me. Yeah, someday you'll see. Just believe in me. Yeah. Well, I know you're gonna see. Jamie got married on the 4th of July. The fireworks came and went. Thank you.
Very nice, guys. That's funny. My cousin's name was Johnny that got married last year on the 4th of July. That was so eerie. That was weird.
Well, I guess maybe next time we play it, we'll next show we'll throw it out for
fun.
Johnny.
That's great too, man. Got a great 90s country rock, that alternative rock feel, right? I like it.
Right on.
Well, yeah, if you guys got more stuff like that, I think we want to hear it. How'd it sound out there, guys? You like it? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So what,
all over the place.
is there a Jamie out there that inspired that song, or were the
No,
names changed to protect the innocent?
I just kind of had the two opening lines I sat on for about 6 months, and I got the first 2 lines out, and I couldn't come up with anything that made sense, and then I wrote the whole thing, and I went to take it to the rhythm guitar player at the time. He was drunk at the bar, didn't want to listen to anything. He owned the bar, so of course you're going to be drunk at the bar. You don't want to be dealing with music. It's Wednesday, So I had the whole thing written out, and then kind of lost it and rewrote it and changed the story a little bit, but just tried to tie it all back together about, we get knocked down in life, but the strong survive, and you just got to pick yourself up and keep moving forward.
Yeah, the song itself is kind of a testament to that, right? It's been knocked down and come back.
Yeah. It's been played in a lot of different bands. It's been played in a lot of different states.
And Jimmy just sounds like a very positive name.
Right.
Sounds like somebody that can pick themselves up.
Yeah.
Our drummer's wife's name is Jamie, so maybe we'll just say that's why.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
No. Well, I really like the song. I think that's a great one.
She
you
doesn't
guys
like
got
the way it's spelled, though. She said
no,
it's spelled wrong.
Of course. Yeah, we can't spell anything right anyway. We're musicians. Is that one out there? That one available?
Yeah,
It's
that's
on
off of the first album.
yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah, you guys make sure you go and stream that on Spotify, the Barstool Prophets. Why don't you play us another one? What do you got in store for us now?
Well, let's see. Let's go. We'll go with a little darker subject matter. Cottonwoods. Okay.
There are stories that don't want telling, and chords we pick till they bleed, songs of fortunes and lovers, and others that take what they need. In the autumn under cottonwood trees, at a barn dance in 73, a soon-to-be wife met the end of her life by men fueled by jealousy. Hung by a rope from the back of a truck, they drug her from her mortal coil. Her gentle frame was left in a crate under just 3 feet of soil. In the cottonwoods under the hill, where all our secrets are bound, when the left hand rises up to strike, the right hand must put it down. Well, Luke worked the foundry, double shifts for a year, to have her hand in marriage. But the first time he put on his wedding coat was to see her rightly paid. And Deputy Con was a judge's son with a judge stand in the county seat. Said they couldn't pin the crime, but they turned a blind eye. So Luke prayed his soul to keep. In the cottonwoods under the hill, where all our secrets are bound, when the left hand rises up to strike, right hand must put it down. So drag the river, boys, drag the river, till all the baptized are found. We gotta pull them out of the water so we can lay them in the ground. No one seems to remember Lawless Man in December and asked to visit those jealous three. But under cottonwood shadows down by the shore was a struggle, then a struggle no more. In the cottonwoods under the hill, where all our secrets are bound, when the left hand rises up to strike, the right hand must put it down. So drag the river, boys, drag the river, till all the baptized are found. We gotta pull them out of the water so we can lay them in the ground. Drag the river, boys, drag the river. Drag the river, boys, drag the river. There are stories that don't want telling, and chords we pick till they bleed. Back-to-back songs that the last line is the first line. We should never do that again. We know how to end songs without repeating the opening line. I promise.
That's the only two that do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, just those two.
as far as we can think of at the moment.
Turns out when you start recording these set lists, some truths come out, huh?
Damn.
We're such a live electric band. It's weird for me to remember what I'm supposed to be playing because I'm always playing slide or lead.
Right.
It's like, how do the chords go to this? What does Grant normally play on this? You know?
Right.
down.
As the lead guitar player, to come back to playing the rhythm on some of these in the acoustic setting, it's a lot different, right? It's a much different show.
It was like this song's a good example of I wrote the song on guitar, wrote the lyrics, and I gave the acoustic guitar part. I showed it to Grant, our other guitar player, and I gave the words to Ryan. And I'm like, my job's done here. I'm moving on to my stuff.
Yeah.
So they come back and try to remember all the lyrics and the acoustic chords and stuff like that. It's a little different.
Yeah. See, and I've never been one to kind of hand that off, right? I've never handed that. Here's what I wrote. You're going to sing it. You're going to play this and do that. I'm like, this is my parts. I brought my parts. you fill in and do whatever you want to around me, and I think it's going to sound good, right? And we kind of find that in the flow. I've never sat down. I don't have a very long recording career, right? I have 20 years of doing this stuff live and putting bands together, and I mean, we played with 6 different guys at the 10, right? Like, it wasn't one band. You had 3. I had 3 different drummers, right? Yeah, a sit-in, Tristan Schofield. I don't know if you guys have met Tristan out there in the world yet, but young man, won the Wild West Songwriters Fest last year in Deadwood, and anytime he's in town, man, I'm like, hey, come play drums. Hey, come play guitar. Hey, come play. Just come be on stage, and he's never told me no. So,
yeah, we have those guys that have, moved on from the band, but it's like, if you come to the show, like, get up and do something with
them. If you're at the show, you're doing one at least. I mean, we pulled 3 or 4 people out of the week to come and just sing a song, right?
When you've been a band for 8 years, there's a lot of people that have moved on, whether it's jobs or,
right.
life, life gets
man.
in. Unfortunately, it gets in the way. So we got a lot of people to bring up.
Right. Well, for me, this year I was traveling so much where I didn't really have the opportunity there was no way 2 guys were going to be able to follow me on every show. It just wasn't going to happen. So what I've done is I sent the set list out to everybody I knew and went, hey, I'm going to be playing a lot. Here's the set list. Here's, a little, yeah. If I'm going to be close to you, I would behoove you to kind of know these songs if you were into playing some music this year. And the few people who did, were very well prepared. And, yeah, we've played some kick-ass shows, man. I did the Custer Beacon. We did the Grey Goose out in Pier. We did the Saloon Number 10. Did the Levitt. We've done Monks.
How cool is the Grey Goose? We just played there last
Goose
Thursday
is awesome,
for the
man.
second time. And
yeah, dude, what a great spot that Ryan Reedy. Shout out to Ryan.
Yeah, awesome.
Got an awesome place out there in Pier. I was going to take the kids by yesterday, and we ran out of time when we were out there this week. But, yeah, he's got a great thing going on. I was so stoked to go out there and do bike night. And, to keep growing in these places now. That's the goal. And the Custer Beacon is a place I've wanted to play for 5-6 years now, but I never wanted to play there just to play it. I wanted there to be there to then be on a different level. That's a venue, right? And maybe it's not a bunch of money, and maybe we make better money going and playing. We kind of talked before the taping started, right, about the different gigs. Yeah, you might make really good money to play the street dances and do everything every weekend all summer long, but like sometimes it's nice to just go live your life too. Like it's not always about the money that you're making. And
you close your eyes at night and you feel good about the show that you played. You're like, $80 a person, but or it covered the gas money to get back home.
Oh, we went up to Minneapolis the day after we played the Levitt. Just to kind of get small fish again, right? Mm-hmm. Get as a local band to go and play 45 minutes of original music at the Levitt this summer was a huge deal. But it's also very easy to let that ego kind of get to you, right? We didn't necessarily, I don't want to say that we didn't earn it. We've earned the right to be up there, but there's still a lot of work to do, right? So that's not at all the top. Like until I'm headlining that every single year for 20 years, do I feel like I've made it? So I'm not even close to getting there, right? I haven't even started the journey. So yeah, it's fun to look at the career arcs, right? And the people that have come and gone and how everyone's kind of a part of, I'm sure for me, it starts and ends as like a family. You may come and go, but when you land here, when we're all together, we're all family again. So I'm sure Barstool Prophets has a lot of the same ethos underlying it.
For sure. We've had, like I said, just life. Excuse me. One of our great musicians, super cool guy, super fun, just good energy to be in a band with. He decided he wanted to go build guitars. And so he went to Red Wing, Minnesota, and went to school for that, started working for the sponsor, Josh Rick, was doing stuff with him.
Awesome.
And it was just like, it was right, it feels like right when everything's starting to come together. That's when somebody's like, by the way, gotta go, So you try to pick up the pieces and move on, but like you said,
back to the bar to find the next prophet.
Yeah, and then it's like, when you come back, we still got a spot for you if you ever want to, you're still part of the family, so.
And that's kind of, that's small town South Dakota too, right? People are just going to move on, and we're going to move on. and life just takes people in different. It doesn't necessarily mean that the band has to stop or that and people have always asked, as other guys have joined, oh, well, are you going to change the name of the band now? And I was like, well, it's always been the same thing. I mean, I'm still singing all the songs, right? So to change everything and turn it over when getting people to buy into like Starts and Ends is just a much bigger thing than just like 4 guys have ever been or 3 guys, like it's never been about necessarily the who's on stage. It's the what's happening on stage that has mattered.
Yeah. The what these people collectively are creating is
that's where it starts and ends.
There you go.
I mean,
well
if,
done.
If,
I appreciate
if
that.
Skid Row can
Listeners
do it.
of the show that don't know my band won't get it, but yeah, real fans do. Awesome, man. Well, your guys' beers look empty. I might go fix those for you while you play us another song. You got another one for us?
Yeah. How about a song I wrote for your wedding?
Let's get all lovey-dovey.
Yeah. Yeah, this song's called The Wedding Band. I wrote it for Ryan and Shauna for their wedding, and he can never remember the words. But it's on the first album as well, Songs for Leaving, anywhere you stream. And it's definitely about being a typical shithead at the bar and finding somebody who finds value in you, even though you don't.
What are you insinuating about me? This song's called Wedding Band. Spend my days in a bar room, stepping out for cigarettes. Get somebody to pour me coffee and hide the drinks I would forget. Life's been throwing me lemons till I'm drowning in lemonade. Keep on staring at the sunshine and wind up blinded in the shade. So I take my place on a bar stool. The crowd's a good place to be alone. Raise a glass as a prayer for a girl who'll take me home. My mind tends to wander, then so do my boots. Find myself somewhere in blue jeans, where everyone else wears suits. Like mine in the corner tells me it's alright to roam. Remember, if you never leave, you cannot find your way back home. So I sit in with the bar band in a bar that I'm banned from. Sing a song about a dream of a girl who'll take me home. But if you never gamble, then you'll never know your luck. If you never play in thunderstorms, you never will get struck. Like to find a place to graze without playing the field. If you keep on searching long enough, the truth will be revealed. Then someone find me where I was and found the treasure in my chest. Took me around to wander and put my mind at rest. So I put off my tomorrow. She put on a white gown. Took our hearts down to the chapel across from the bar downtown. So I sat in with the wedding band and then put on my own. Took my turn around the room with the girl who took me home. Yes, I sat in with the wedding band and then That was the lyrics only for the podcast listeners. Special podcast listener lyrics.
There you go. That was beautiful, man.
You can hear it the album way whenever you listen to the album, but we got to do something special for this.
I appreciate you guys taking advantage of it. And what I keep telling all the artists that we have is like, hey, as we get better at capturing all of this stuff, we may have viable acoustic albums coming out of this show, right? Like this may grow into more than just a kind of throwaway, oh, well, that was fun, we went and played, and then Bubba put it on the internet, and there it is. Well, it could be more than that even, right? So staying open to the possibilities of the moment is the hardest thing to do sometimes, right? Not trying to come into each one of these shows with a preconceived, this is how it's going to be, is like, this is kind of how it's gone in the past, whatever happens. So how nice.
You got to be in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, it's not as easy as people think it is, right? To get out of your own head and to get all the stresses out and to just be present. That's a big deal. That's why yoga and all these practices are becoming more and more popular in the world. I think you can get there drinking too. I think you guys are well on your way.
You can stretch accidentally if you drink too much. I know that.
You gotta stay limber, man. You gotta stay limber.
Well, that's awesome, man.
Lubrication, the lubricant for the throat. I don't know if that sounded right, but
yeah. Well, we're gonna find out when I go to edit this down. For sure.
I treat drinking like a sport, man. I stretch out, I get ready, eat a few bananas, make sure my potassium level's high.
There you go.
Like it's full contact.
Hit it.
Drinking.
Well, back in my drug doing days, we did the same thing. It was, you want to make sure you get the best high, right? The whole Jordan Belfort. I'm not hitting the enema before, but yeah.
However you get there, as long as you stay on the road, right?
Hey, that's right. That's right. Well, boys, this has been a treat. This is my first time really listening to your music. I try to avoid doing too much homework beforehand. I want to be surprised. I want to hear some of these songs for the first time in the moment. Yeah. So, what a treat for me. I'm really enjoying this. I love the sound. I really appreciate the songwriting. Ryan, you got a great voice, man. Sounds like you sing in a couple of bands up home. I was just speaking with a friend off stage here, coming up to support you guys, and says you do a little moonlighting away from the Prophets as well.
Yeah, when the opportunity strikes, I'll jump up on a flatbed trailer. Oh yeah.
That's what it is, man. I love small town South Dakota summertime, man. Flatbed trailers and street dances and all of it. Yeah, it's how it is, isn't it? It don't get much better. I know that. We played our big street dance down in Tyndall. We have hot dog night. So our band got to play, Starts and Ends got to play that one this year. And we did a big one in Mitchell just recently as well on July 5th. So yeah, getting out there this summer has been a real blast, and seeing everybody. And yeah, also one thing that we like to do is to help where we can as well. And with the amount of flooding that we've had here, I know a lot of benefit shows have been taking place all over the place. Friends of mine actually on Sunday, they're having a big one out there in Spencer, Iowa, where we're going to be at. So we're going to try to pop in and lend a hand where we can. And people forget that music is so much more than just entertainment, right? There's so much more that we can be doing with our voices and with our presence. So thank you guys for being here with us today and spreading some of the music around. I'm sure over all the years, this isn't your first time in Sioux Falls, is it?
No, my wife's from here, so
nice.
We visited the in-laws plenty of times.
Hell yeah. You guys play down here often?
No, we haven't really had any connections with anything.
Well, we're going to change that. I think we already did, didn't we? Why don't you play us a few more songs? We got a few more minutes here before the wife and I got to get on the road for our own vacation.
So on the road again it is. No, we can't do that.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get sued if you play that.
Yeah, we probably already went past our 10-second thing there with. Where do you want to take us?
Crunchy.
All right. said you'd gone to visit home. Well, I got some news too. I won't be made a fool. These going-ons can't keep going on. When I heard of you lighting out, it lit a fire in me. Soon it burned me right down to my feet. And they got me walking around to the darker side of town. But I guess you know, 'cause I could never be discreet. You don't have to tell me you are sorry. I can't tell which one is to blame. You can say you're leaving me tomorrow. It's a crying shame. You can lose more in a day than some do in their whole life. And things you think you hold tight slip away. And for all your pretty words, you're left with nothing to say. Time has passed, we find ourselves, you are friends and me, drinking over things that used to be. And though common ground is found, yeah, with every passing round, you and I may never make our peace. You don't have to tell me you are sorry. I can't tell which one is to blame. You can say you're leaving me tomorrow. It's a crying shame. We could both say that we are sorry. We know that we both share in the blame. But if we never meet on some tomorrow, it's a crying shame. It's a crying shame. It's a crying shame. That one doesn't have as much poof when it's just us.
I can tell Joel's getting frustrated not having his electric guitar. Son of a bitch.
That one starts
Throw it
off
away.
with the drums coming in with like a big, anthem rock
Yeah?
thing. So it just started like
That's
start with
awesome,
guitar.
though. I love that we're getting the acoustic versions of these out here now.
The bones, man.
Yeah, man, that's where it all started.
So I just heard from your buddy off stage that you spent a little time in Nashville, Ryan. How was that?
Humbling and exciting all at the same time. I actually went out there for a job that I was working at in Aberdeen that closed down, and they said anybody that wanted to relocate could do it. And my wife and I had talked about moving there later on in the year, and I thought, I'll go ahead and get everything set up and go there early. And boy, you can run out of money real quick. Beers are expensive. Unless you're a musician, then you can find some bars that'll give you beers for a little bit cheaper. But yeah, I went there, and I just kind of felt like I was, like I needed to come back home and recharge my battery a little bit. Kind of felt like I was losing myself. I was doing, playing out, doing the shows, doing that, living off the pickle jar thing, like everybody talks about, paying musicians to come play. And I just kind of, I think I was a little bit unprepared for everything that goes along with it. And maybe a little immature on top of it too. Thought, well, people in Aberdeen like me. Shit. I'll go to Nashville. This will be easy. And I probably didn't put in the time and effort that I really should have. But, great learning experience, and came home and got the batteries recharged a little bit, and, it's just kind of been on the up and up ever since then. So
when was that you were in Nashville?
That was 2007.
So that's quite a while ago now.
Yeah. So.
You're obviously a different man now than you were.
Yeah, a little older, a little wiser, a little heavier.
17 years ago.
Yeah. 17 years later, 17 pounds heavier.
Yeah. You wish it was just 17, buddy.
Probably a little bit more.
I didn't know you back then, but.
Yeah, it was probably a little bit more, but the cheap beers in Nashville will get you.
Yeah, well, good. The cheap beers in South Dakota will get you too, bud. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun, man. I talk to a lot of people that are down. I talk to people who live there now currently and then come home and are from the Iowa. A good friend and friend of the show, Brad Morgan, is a member of the Midwest Country Music Organization, and he lives in Nashville all winter long, and then in the summertime they come back to play all the good gigs and hang out around Okoboji and in their hometown. And
good place to be in the
wintertime. Well, to come back to play the good gigs, man. When you got an established gigging thing, the problem is that all winter long, right? We don't have necessarily all of those. So you go back to write and record and kind of hang out in the writers' rooms and do that whole thing. And then, come out in the summertime and swing for the fences, touring around and playing as much as you can. And it's kind of learning the seasons of the job, right? It's not a 9-to-5 everyday job. It has seasons. It has different modes, You're doing different things in different times of the year. Sometimes we're going inside, we're writing and we're recording. Sometimes we're not doing shit, Sometimes we just need to go in and recharge the batteries, right? And to find the next songs and to find that calling and to plan out the future of the next tour and the next album and all that fun stuff. So you guys got plans for another album coming out soon? Are there more songs coming already being written? Yeah. Is there life experience that are driving the inspirations? What's next for the Barstool Prophets?
Well, it seems like every time we get an album, and I say every time, and we have 2 albums, but when we get an album done, there's a handful of songs that are written during the process of recording. So it's like, well, got to make another album because we got these songs over here that are ready to go. So just keep putting albums out, and we all have those daily experiences that fuel the songwriting process. Joel and I definitely have different songwriting styles when it comes to lyrics, but it's somehow they mesh very well together on an album, so.
Right. Well, and Joel, we've heard you sing backups. You sing harmonies very, very well. Do you sing lead on any of the stuff that you guys release or that you play live, or are you mostly just lead guitaring and?
We could do one. Every once in a while I'll put a little something in just to break up the mood. But for the most part, no, I just leave that to Ryan.
Yeah.
I played in a lot of bands where I would have to sing leads just, out of necessity or whatever. And I prefer to write stuff.
Yeah.
And just hand it, hey, you sing good.
Well, he's got a great voice. I don't blame you. Not at all.
Yeah,
and if that voice speaks the words that you're writing, and I'm sure as you spend more and more time together that you're able to kind of write in his voice a little bit,
I
right?
I try to. It's like if you've ever worked a place with bad management or good management, it's like, know when to let something go and let the person that can do that best handle that, and just focus on what you do well. If you work somewhere and there's a manager that's just micromanaging everything,
Right.
instead of like, well, no, I have this person, that's their job. I'm going to let them do that because they do that well. They do that well. So when I try to write, I do try to think of, where his voice is going to be comfortable. Think of his inflections. If I put this word here, how's that going to come out of his voice? You know
Right.
what I mean?
That's really cool. So what's your guys' recording process then? Are you recording kind of home studio, or is there a place in Aberdeen that you're using, or?
My brother has a studio, same place we actually rehearse. It's actually the house that my parents used to own, and my brother took it over. So it's we're practicing the same house that I learned to play guitar in.
That's awesome.
In the same basement I used to.
Dude, that is awesome, man.
Yeah. So
that's got to be so neat. So you guys can pretty much record anytime you want to. Kind of set up to record at rehearsals, even if you wanted. If you get ideas anyway, you're able to hit something and at least capture an idea rather quickly.
Whenever my brother Jeremy has time, we're not touching his equipment. Gotta be respectful. Gotta be respectful.
That's fair enough.
But yeah.
So Jeremy is the recorder, is the recording engineer then.
Yeah, and he also plays with a group called House of Tomorrow, and they come down and play like Club David.
Okay,
and
House of Tomorrow. Awesome. Little heavier band?
They're like, I wouldn't say heavier, but they're like definitely more
melodic,
shoegazy.
Okay.
Like kind of big wash and stuff. He played with bass with us for many years and mandolin. He plays mandolin real well. Him and myself, my dad, my oldest daughter, we do a thing called the Long Nines where we do Irish drinking music around St. Patty's Day and a few
awesome.
other times. So yeah, everybody's into all kinds of different music, and we all just kind of get together and like, okay, who wants to write this stuff with me? And you guys, let's all write this stuff, and you guys want to write that stuff? You guys go do that now, and we'll meet up somewhere else, and we'll play something else we like,
Oh, that's so awesome, man. Well, yeah, I just wanted to get a little bit of, what you guys are working on out there on the podcast before we let you go. We got time for a couple more. Joel, do you want to sing us one? Can we get you to sing one on the podcast for us?
Well, we can hit one that I sing in. We'll put that.
All right.
It's called 30 Years of Rain. I grew up mostly in Omaha, so a lot of the impetus for this song was, growing up with a strict Midwest family and growing up in Omaha and the things that I saw and felt growing up there, pretty basic stuff, really. Holds a little bit more sway now. Some of the lines will choke me up these days, just foreshadowing of things that ended up coming to pass, not just about, when you write, it's not just about the things that have already happened. Sometimes you're writing about things that you're thinking about or things that are going to happen, and you're just like, oh shit, I wrote about that a year ago, and
Now
I was thinking about it, and then it actually happened, and now it's like, how do you deal with that weight, even though you were already thinking about it,
Yeah.
And it's on the new album.
And this is on the new album, yeah. Perfect. This one's called 30 Years of Rain.
Like to take my hat off, put both my boots on solid ground, and feel the wheels stop spinning round. Like to smile easy with some old friends and new ones that I have found. Raise a drink and lay these burdens down. Like to take up in my hands some little lambs that I call family, and the foolish girl who married me. It's nice to feel your own land calling you to sing a song of peace, if only for a little while. Put your hands to work, on your heels the rivers come up high. All it means is your day work is over, the windows are shuttered up tight, but the rain comes down anyway. I work through the nights and trade in my guilt for memories of my sisters as they smile. So I can say that I'm my own man now. Oh, if only for a little while. Put your hands to work, your feet to run down your father's dream. All you catch is your days comes upon you. The windows are shuttered up tight, but the rain comes down anyway. I remember Omaha, lit up by the lightning when it would rain. I was sure those boats would hit the ground, and watching everybody scramble to shelter all they'd own. At the first sight of a darkened sky, but there's something about a storm that puts me at rest, knowing I cannot stop it. I might try my best, as long as you and I are safe inside, it's alright. If only for a little while. Put your hands together. On the hills the rivers come up high. All it means is your day work is over. The windows are shuttered up tight, but the rain comes down anyway. It puts a break in my back. It puts a break in my back. It puts a break in my back. Feels like a train on the tracks. I can take my hands like a train on my boots on solid ground. Sounds like a train on the tracks. I remember weekends like a train on the leaves into a pile. Sounds like a train on the tracks. I can still see Omaha lit up by the lightning when it goes, and the rain comes down.
Hell yeah.
I thought you were swatting a mosquito.
Man, I can't believe I didn't have the first broken string on the podcast. This is fucked up. That's my MO, man. I break a string at every show. Well, I think that we've been told it's time. Barstool Prophets, Joel and Ryan, thank you so much for being here with us, man. It was a pleasure getting to know you guys, getting to know these songs. And yeah, I'm going down to play Omaha my first time next weekend. So what great timing.
Yeah.
What great timing this is. Well, thank you to everyone for joining us here at Monk's Ale House. We do this not every Thursday, but we're going to try to get back to every Thursday here after the summer. Tour's been pretty crazy for everybody, so let's catch you back up in September. I think we do have one next week, and then we're going to take a break for the month of August. I got Sturgis Rally and some reality TV stuff I'm doing, so we'll catch back up to you then. This has been The Scene, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you all.
Thank you for listening. Join The Scene projects on all your social media channels and find us on Spotify. 3 episodes releasing weekly and more content on our Patreon channel. Patreon.com/The Scene Projects.